FA Cup 5th round predictions. Well, welcome back. It is the FA Cup. It is the 5th round. It is predictions. We are very biased opinions. As always, if you don't want to listen to the gorgeous dulcet tones of Ian Allen, Lincolnshire's most famous YouTuber, and Thomas Pickering, Oxford Brookes University football coach, then just click below for the match you want to hear about. But enough of this, enough words, I'm not even sure what I'm saying anymore. Ian, lead us into the first match of the 5th round.
Portsmouth versus Arsenal.
What a great match to start with. Portsmouth, a team I actually know about and Ian follows a lot closer than I do because they're in the League One. And Arsenal, a raging dumpster fire from hell with a bunch of fancy foreign strikers that score goals and a leaky defense that's been set ablaze and is burning as it hurtles down a San Francisco rolling hill. Oh God, the excitement. Where is my excitement coming from, honestly?
It's good, I like it. It's unusual.
I think this is going to be a really good game. I think Portsmouth are going to push Arsenal. I'm going to do the rash, terrible thing that I sometimes do and back the raging dumpster fire that is the Gunners to win this. But I think it's going to be a really exciting game. Arsenal are away from home. Portsmouth always bring the fans. They'll fill out the stadium. It'll be a really big game for them. They're pushing up the table in League One as well. You feel they're going to have some momentum behind them. I've got Portsmouth losing this, but only just 3-2.
Yeah, and remember, there's no more replays, so this has to be settled on the night. But Tom, why are we playing these games midweek and not at a weekend? What has happened to this beloved tournament?
I believe the League Cup got in the way of that for the first 4 months of the season.
And that goddamn winter break. We used to have a lovely cup competition. But anyway, Portsmouth have done exceptionally well to get here. I don't really hope, because they're in a promotion battle with Oxford, but I hope that I'm going to say it just for the sake of it. Let's hope that all these games doesn't scupper their promotion form, because they've gone deep in the FA Cup. They are in the final of the Checker Trophy as well. So they are going to be playing a bit of catch-up with their league games.
Are you feeling okay, Ian?
Yeah, I don't really care. I hope they lose the league games. They're not can steamroll past them. This one should be close. You'd imagine Arsenal don't seem to make anything easy at the moment, despite them playing a bit, well, certainly from an attacking point of view, looking better under Arteta. They still look terrible at the back. So you would fancy Pompey to get at least a goal. What did you say again?
3-2 to the Gunners.
I'll go slightly less. I think it'll be just as entertaining as you said, but maybe just a couple less goals. Pompey 1, Arsenal 2.
And we move into, quite possibly, the feature match of the round, as recently defeated Chelsea host undefeated in the league, Liverpool.
What can you expect from Chelsea? That's what you always think coming into this one. Sometimes they look good, sometimes... Yes, go for it.
Are Liverpool playing a real team in this match, or a bunch of 16-year-olds? Because I'm just saying, even Chelsea can beat a bunch of 16-year-olds.
I don't know. I have a feeling that he will play. He will rest players because for whatever reason this isn't his biggest priority. They virtually won the league, but that defeat in the European Cup to Atletico has really they've really got to make that the priority over everything else now. And although that's a week away, he won't necessarily want to risk everybody. Liverpool looked quite poor. Main difference is not having Henderson in the side. They looked a lot worse against West Ham last time out, and West Ham could have very easily ended that unbeaten run. They were quite unlucky. Other than a Fabianski shit show, West Ham probably would have got something out of that game. Chelsea, a very, very roller coaster. They got smashed by Bayern Munich last time. Well, yesterday we're filming this. That game happened last night, and generally you just don't know what to expect. And I really want Chelsea to win, but I can't back against Liverpool. Liverpool to win it 2-1.
I'm going to go with the Chelsea win here. I don't think he's playing anything close to his starting 11. I think had they beaten Atletico, even if it was 1-0, he'd be a lot more confident. But I think that he wants his team to be literally rampant when they host them. I think he wants a proper European night out of his side. And I think they'll rest a lot of players at Liverpool. They've rested them for the last 2 rounds of it. They've rested them in the League Cup. I think he's played his cards here. I don't think he cares. I think Chelsea are going to win this 2-1.
Is it Atletico or is it Pathetico?
Surely you should wait till next week when Liverpool win. Reading versus Sheffield United.
This is a bit more like it because we get to talk about Chris Wilder, and he knows a little thing about winning in cup competitions, and technically this was in a playoff, but this is a picture of him sliding to celebrate Oxford winning, technically a cup competition, back in 2010 against York. And I expect a similar reaction from him and his Sheffield United team, as surely, Thomas, they're going to be too strong for Reading in this one. There's no reason why Sheffield United shouldn't put a strong side out for this one. And I think they'll be too strong for Reading. I think they'll win by 2-0.
Yeah, so Sheffield United were held by Brighton, and Brighton, they played all right, and they got a 1-1 draw against them. I feel that was an aberration of a result for Sheffield United. Every match they played this season, they've set out to win, and they've done it a lot. Their mindset is very much, every single player out there is an enforcer. Every single one of their players wants to win so much that 50-50s, if they lose them, they're taking the man with them. They're going to play really compact. They're going to have a really set style of play. And they're in Chris Wilder's image. If they lose, they have to go headbutt a pub wall, smash some glass, and then just eat it.
Yeah, he pretty much said that after the game. He was very bullish and said, if anyone's going to take points off us, they need to go through all 11 of us. Yeah. And that's why they've been so hard to beat.
The actual good Wimbledon side, that's exactly what they were. It wasn't one pull-ince, they had 11 pull-inces out there trying to maim and destroy the opposition. It's a quote from Vinny Taylor. He said, some teams have, one player they nickname the governor. We have 11 of them.
What's that got to do with Wimbledon?
Anyway, so I've got Sheffield United to win this game. I've got Sheffield United to win this game 1-0.
Anything you got to add on Reading?
They play football.
Good stuff. That'll do for me too. West Bromwich Albion versus Newcastle United.
So West Bromwich Albion are 7 points clear in the top of the championship. They have been rampant recently. Slavan Bilic is probably doing a dance because his old club West Ham are about to drop down through the trap door, while his new club West Brom are going to pop up on top in its place. And I think he'll be a lot more happy at West Brom than he ever was at West Ham, where he just became vampiric. In fact, do West Ham only hire managers that look like vampires? Manuel Pellegrini was a vampire. David Moyes is certainly a skeleton, if not a vampire.
He's E.T.
Sorry?
He looks like E.T.
All right, I'll give you that one as well. He looks like an extraterrestrial version of a vampire. And Slavan Bilic always looked a bit dead behind the eyes. Maybe he was more of a zombie.
Harry Redknapp was a zombie.
Who was?
Harry Redknapp. He's always got his eyes are...
Yeah, Harry Redknapp is a zombie. Good point. Right, anyway, look, enough of this. Enough random manager talk. They're coming up against a Geordie side that could really use a win in a cup competition just to keep them going. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen here. This is going to be the first, what's the word called, where a team that's the lower ranked team wins over the higher ranked team? Upset. It's going to be the first upset of the round. West Bromwich Albion are going to smash Newcastle United 3-0. You're obviously...
Hear ye, and gather round while I tell you a tale of a fine manager by the name of Bruce.
Why did you use a horn to get me in to hear a story? Surely you should be announcing somebody with a horn.
Hear ye! Bruce has taken his Newcastle United boys to the 5th round for the first time in 13 years. Surely history beckons. They even managed to win at the fabled 3-sided Kassam Stadium last time out. He is the second coming of Kevin Keegan.
Honestly, I will love it if we beat
He has too much strength in defence, too much attacking talent that is going to be saving it all for this. They can't score in the league, but they can't stop scoring in the FA Cup. They are going to beat West Bromwich Albion. It's onwards to glory for Bruce. It's going to be West Bromwich Albion 0, Newcastle 3.
I am going to talk about how much I love our fans. Even when YouTube steals you from us in the middle of the night, we love you so much. How did we lose 7 people the other night? But look, seriously, thank you so much to everybody who's still liking and subscribing. Genuinely, if you're watching this and you're used to subscribing, but we haven't come up for some reason, you search for us, see if you're still subscribed to us, because they're taking them like flies.
Mm-hmm.
Also, please look below for timestamps if you don't like the garbage we're spewing, but let me tell you, it's some choice garbage. It's some Some good stuff. In the Premier League last week, I got 8 out of 10. So
spun and woven gold.
Gorgeous stuff. Additionally, please look at Grandstand Bettors. They are a professional tipster website. We do everything in association with them. For some reason, they trust our judgment. We implicitly trust theirs more. Sometimes we have to rescind our ideas because of what they say. And, with that said, again, thank you all so much. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for keeping Ian's hair long and luscious like mine. And without further ado, or gilding the lily, Ian, bring us into the battle of the two cities.
It's a tale of two cities. Leicester City versus Birmingham City.
So I'm pretty sure Bingham Town here had to win in penalties over their stadium mates Coventry, twice going behind and twice scoring late-minute equalizers in regulation and extra time. Leicester City, on the other hand, have recently been defeated by Man City, but they just look to be coasting to a third-place finish, especially as the battle for fourth is really no one wanting fourth place and everyone trying to lose to get there. So I think this Leicester side they're gonna paste the floor with this Birmingham City side. I see it being a truly exciting, swashbuckling, and rip-roaring 4-0 Leicester City win.
I don't see it being an exciting game at all. I see it being a very routine Leicester City win. Again, like we talked about Sheffield United, there's no reason for Rodgers not to play a very strong side in this competition. There's no reason why he shouldn't be targeting this to try and get a trophy. Birmingham are an average championship side, a bit like Reading, where we talked about, didn't we? We just said they play football. There's not much to say about it. You have to back Leicester City to win. And I'm going to back them to win 2-0.
To Sheffield Wednesday, the other Sheffield, versus Manchester City, the other city.
If you just copy and paste everything I said about the last game, you can put it into this one. What can you say about City? We talked about this at length. We just done it in our League Cup video. Yes, go on.
It's going to be up there. We're talking about City up there. Just give me a prediction because I've done this for 15 minutes.
By the time you've probably watched this video, the League Cup final is probably finished, so you'll know whether what we said was right or what we said was wrong. But generally, Guardiola doesn't take his foot off the gas. He doesn't take teams lightly, and he's going to play a strong squad, isn't he? I mean, Sheffield Wednesday, they've not been doing very well lately themselves. They've had a bit of poor slump in form. Gary Monk's definitely under pressure, and City 3-0.
We're going to go 3-1 because City love to concede. And I think they may be tired after playing Real, Aston Villa in a cup final, and then 3 days later coming to this. But they're going to win 3-1, and that one goal is going to come totally against the run of play with a random counterattack. But enough of this, because we've got the newest dumpster fire in London, Tottenham Hotspur, hosting Norwich City.
Well, let's see if Mourinho can actually get himself up for a game. He's very, very drab, isn't he, lately, talking about how it's all doom and gloom and how, woe is me, how unlucky am I. He's saying that they haven't got any strikers, so what can you do? He's got to find something from somewhere. Norwich generally like to gift opposition goals, so that's that as something in Spurs' favour. Generally, Norwich play open football, then switch off and get punished. But how much would you love to see Norwich win this game?
I mean, I'm not going to answer that until you hear my prediction.
Oh, I really, really would. I'm going to back Tottenham. I think they're going to win. I haven't gone for any upsets yet, but just something about Mourinho, and I still have this feeling he's going to end up with a trophy at the end of the season. He's going to look like everyone's going to go back to calling him a genius. So Spurs to sneak it 2-1.
Who scores both goals, Ian?
I think Dele will get one.
Is he even playing?
Okay, let's
I don't know. He might be.
Random players out of the ether. Danny Rose and Darren Anderton.
Excellent. Right, Spurs are an absolute club in crisis. How we don't have our buzzer with a light flashing and everything. No fit players. Jose Mourinho literally can't be bothered getting out of his seat half the time. He just sits there looking miserable as if he's not being paid $100,000 a week to oversee literally nothing. This club suck. I don't know why any of you support them. They are closely rivaling Arsenal for sheer fucking incompetence. And at this point, I even believe Norwich City can get a win because Norwich City at least have a striker. But it's going to be exciting. Norwich City 4, Spurs 3.
Do you think Delia Smith might do a lap of the pitch?
I actually reckon that under everyone's chair, there's going to be an apple pie if Norwich win. And it's just like, oh my God, Delia, thank you! Including the opposition, because Delia doesn't discriminate.
That would be, what an incentive that would be for Norwich if she said, if you get through this game, I'll bake you your favourite type of pie. And what would you do if Pookie came back saying, my favourite type is poontang pie?
Can you edit that out? That's disgusting, Ian. Ew!
Okay, we've limped along and we've dragged it out and we've tried to talk some sense into this dying competition. But finally we've got to something we can sink our teeth into. Because it's time for the main event.
Wayne Rooney's Derby County host Bruno Fernandes's Manchester United. Also, before I let you do some intro and then tell me it's my job, that's the state of Man United. They signed one player for 45 million and now it's his team. Sorry, continue.
Ram! That's right! The Rams playing against the Red Devils, and it's going to be a Wayne Rooney full-on rampage. But to tell us all about it is resident Manchester United expert, Thomas Pickett.
Every now and then you say something that completely throws me off my game, and every single idea that I've had in my head before is... So Manchester United play football? Man United, they've won two straight games, I think it is. They've kept clean sheets in both. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is waxing lyrical. They're coming up against Olympiacos in the midweek match. God knows what happens. That's played tomorrow. In the league, I think they've got Watford or some... No, they just played Watford.
Who are they playing in the European Cup?
Not Olympiacos. Club Brugge. Club Brugge.
Resident expert Thomas Pickett.
I think they're going to be too strong in this game. I think Bruno Fernandes has given them the edge attacking that they needed. They're still clearly have deficiencies in defense. Maybe Luke Shaw's a center back, but 2 games does not a center back make, nor does it fill me with faith to watch somebody play a position twice in his entire career and go, that man is world class. But I think Man United are going to have too much about them. That being said, Derby on a good run. Wayne Rooney has looked quite good for them since he joined. It seems like he got quicker since he left Man United and Everton. I mean, at Everton, he was basically...
The Championship, Tom, is probably the step down.
Yeah. It's just the stroller-style play he had at, Everton at the end, where, Everton would be counter-attacking, and Wayne Rooney was literally, sat down in the middle of the pitch having an ice cream, just going, enjoy. It's just great imagery in my brain now. I've got Man United to win this. I think they're going to win 3-0, but I don't think it's going to be particularly exciting.
So, I haven't done any upsets yet. And I've been saving it for this one because in my mind...
Reading to beat Sheffield United? Damn.
In my mind, the way Man United treated Wayne Rooney was nothing short of a disgrace. They never gave him a chance during his time there. They never let him play where he wanted to play, which was clearly defensive midfielder. They had this guy called Carrick, who just couldn't get into the side. So he's had to go away to America and find himself. It's cost him his England career and all that. So he's a bitter man. And I can see him taking it out on Manchester. He's going to say, look what you let go. I can still do a job for you. You know, all that sort of stuff. Derby are going to win this game on penalties. It's going to be 1-1. And the 5th and final penalty will be taken by Wayne Rooney. And he's going to do a little Paneka chip. And he's going to run around. No, I'm not finished. He's going to take his shirt off, run around, and on his chest he's going to have tattooed Alex Ferguson with a little tear coming out of his eye. Jap's eye.
So I'm going to pretend you didn't just speak. What do you think happens when Derby get promoted? And then Wayne Rooney...
When what, in 5 years?
This year. When Derby get promoted, Wayne Rooney's back in the Premier League. He plays some decent centre mid play, and all of a sudden Gareth Southgate's like, I found the problem in our England team. And over Jack Grealish, James Maddison, and that joker that for some reason keeps getting in the squad, Ross Barkley, Wayne Rooney gets picked for his 118th cap or whatever the hell it is. What are we going to do with this video after you just said his England career's over?
I'm already thinking of this England team. I'm already thinking of Stones. I'm already thinking of Rooney, Lingard. I'm already thinking of Ali, Welbeck, Sturridge. Right yourself.
Heaton in goal.
Andros Townsend.
Oh, there we are.
Right yourself.
You know the worst part? That'd be a decent team. Like, if you started Football Manager with all those players, you'd be like, we're either going to win or lose. There is no draw on this team.
That'd be a decent team until you play any side in world football with it and Nouse.
That's what I'm saying. They either win or lose. There is no draw. This is the Todd Lasso team of football. The minute they concede 6. But if they score, they might also score 6.
Oh, Thomas, are we done with this competition yet? Is this the final?
Yes, the FA Cup 5th round is over. We'll be back to you with the 6th round, although apparently now I'm the only one with enthusiasm and Ian is dying. And let me state for the record, for something like I believe the 98th or 105th time or whatever, if you're looking for detailed football analysis, you're probably in the wrong place.